Okay, it looks like we're live now if people are hearing us.
If they can't hear us, hopefully they will let us know. Welcome to the March staff meeting. It should be our last meeting before our virtual presentation that first weekend in April. Remember, if you are looking for your attendance to count, make sure you comment here and sign into the Google's form as well and indicate what your username is on YouTube. So it has to be done. Both of those steps have to be done. Otherwise, your attendance will not count for the meeting. Oh, yeah, there we go. Of course. Second, we'll get started. I think what we'll do is, I will announce we have a few positions that remain open. That again, we'll be focusing on filling those vacancies. We'll be heavily focused on that after our virtual con. So we want to concentrate most of our energy on that and the marketing of that in the next couple of weeks. We still have reservations open. We'll get a job description posted for everyone to see that we've created for logistics. Charity auction will be open as well after the virtual con. And Buttons are who had been handling marketing as the head has had to step down a little earlier than the convention for all good reasons. So again, we want to make sure and thank her for all of the work that she did in helping sort of continue to help get that department up on its feet. It is sometimes an unsung hero. There's a lot of effort that goes into that, particularly as more and more social media sites kind of become prominent. So again, we'll get that for the duration as far as social media items. We felt it was best for the executive team, as well as we have Tristan, Hotura, some other folks helping out, that we sort of use that ad hoc team since we have a heavy focus on marketing in these 2 weeks, so that people know about our virtual presentation. And then again, we'll get the position officially posted, a job description, and start looking to fill that vacancy after the virtual con. So I believe that's all of our vacancies. We haven't filled any of those since the last meeting. Tristan, do you have anything that what you want to cover from ATC? Or if you have another representative that wants to or is to?
Nothing at this point.
Okay. Keep in mind, second Tuesday of every month is your Anime Twin Cities board meeting. Starts at 6:30. From 6:30 until 7 is open business. So you can put that on your calendar. Let's see. I think what we'll do then is I had something here from GPS. Just give me 1 second.
I got the GPS updates here if you want.
Sure.
Okay, so we have for GPS. They've announced their 2021 GPS Space Camp Scholarship winner. The youth scholarship is Bennett McHugh of Mandan, North Dakota. I'm not quite sure the pronunciation of that name. And for the educator scholarship was Brooke Hansen of Lakeville. They are hopefully attending this year, pending COVID and everything. Otherwise, they'll go next year. Thanks to everyone who participated in the GPS MarsCon online auction or charity auction. They will be doing another one during MiniCon, April 15th through the 17th. So if you want to follow their charity auctions, look for that. And finally, the Waterbury is still open for meetings following the current official COVID guidelines. You'll have to check with the GPS website to get the full details on that and how to get space reserved. And that's all we have from Dave.
Awesome. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Michael. I think that's it for what we usually do for partner announcements. So I think what we'll do is if you just want to move into vice chairs in their divisions. Again, I mentioned it at the department head meeting. Might not be as much for us to cover today, as much different with a few departments doing a lot of work for the preparation for the virtual con, as opposed to our normal 26, 27, scrambling around at the last meeting before detour. But it's currently where we're at. As far as the virtual convention, again, over the next 2 weeks, we'll be trying to do as much polite pushing as we can for the event, programming and the IT folks and the different people that they've recruited for the various moderator roles and things like that, have all been doing a tremendous amount of work, not only to put it together on our end, IT wise, but working with our panelists and making sure that they have the right equipment to look and sound good and lags and things like that, to eliminate those. So there's a lot of work being done. So I want to thank them ahead of time. I know it's a large number of hours and a new undertaking that we're trying to do as we go along in preparation for this. But as is the same with our in-person convention, programming has done a great job getting these panels together and things like that. So I want to encourage staff to attend, so that when we do a postmortem, we have a wealth of feedback that we can draw on what worked, what didn't work, that sort of thing. But if you are willing to, share those posts and kick them down the road over the next 2 weeks, so that hopefully we can let as many people within our community that are missing the physical detour take some time to take a look at what we're sort of putting on for them as a show of appreciation and their continued support. So if you think of it and can share some of those posts, please do. But I'll let the vice chairs go through their departments, and we'll see who has any updates. As always, if you have any questions on something we're discussing or something that you'd like us to discuss, that's a key point of these meetings. So please ask any questions in the chat, and we'll make sure and get to them. So whichever vice chair wants to go first, I will let you.
I'll start just because I only have one update from the.
Okay.
DJ said he was going to reach out to Wizards of the Coast to see.
Oh, Jason, you're fading in and out.
Sorry.
Move your mic.
Better?
Move your mic closer.
Sorry about that.
I think it's good.
He was going to reach out to Wizards of the Coast to see if we had any promotional codes we could get to hand out during our virtual convention, and unfortunately, they do not have. The only update I have on.
So I think I caught all that. So our tabletop gaming department was reaching out to Wizards of the Coast, see if they had any promotional codes. Doesn't look like we were able to make that happen, but no harm in trying. Thank you, Jason. Next.
I can
I
go
guess-
here.
I'll
So
go
you go.
ahead.
I got a much bigger one. So yeah.
Yeah, I got not. Well, I mean, I shouldn't belittle my departments. Tech has been doing a tremendous job behind the scenes, helping with getting the programming and IT set up for this online convention. So they are still going at it, and I'm sure are doing a great job. The exhibit hall is a go. We currently have 21 vendors who signed up to be part of our virtual exhibit hall. IT has made a very nice page for them to be listed on, and that will go live at the same time as the Artist Alley page. And then for cosplay, Kat did reach out to me. She could not be here today, but she wanted me to announce that they are still looking for cosplay photos. I'll just read her announcement. I know you've got at least one, the photo of you in a favorite cosplay. It's nothing to be embarrassed about. In fact, we want you to share them with us. Check out the virtual cosplay announcement on the Anime Detour website and Facebook for instructions. Send them to us before midnight this coming Friday, the 26th. We can't make this show happen without you. And she says thank you in advance. So she's, if any staff members would like to send her a cosplay photo, just check out the instructions and send them in before midnight on Friday the 26th. And I believe that is all I have.
And we can you can probably forward that email or at least the instructions on to the staff so they know where to send the pictures to for the cosplays.
Yeah, I'll put something together and send that out at the end of the meeting.
Otherwise, I actually have a few different program department updates. So AA Artist Alley, they had 22 accepted artists as of a few days ago. The application actually closed yesterday, so if Fultura's accepted more in those last 2 days since I've had that number, she can point out in the comments there. Otherwise, we do have a good selection of artists. We'll be putting up a page, much like we did with dealers, and that way they'll get promotions from the virtual con and hopefully going forward for the people who we would normally have at the con, but unfortunately can't make it this year. So go support the artists. They need it. From our programming side of things, the schedules as set as can be determined. There was one panel that had yet to get back to Dave on confirmation, but they're working on that. They do need some chat moderators. So if you wish to volunteer, now's the time to do it. A chat moderator is a person who monitors the live chat for panels and helps the panelists and panel moderator by forwarding them questions so the panelists can concentrate on the presentation. Dave has a handbook that will instruct those who volunteer as to what is accepted and how to actually handle people in chat. So how to actually silence, edit, or kick people from chat rooms. They will help coordinate between the panel moderator and the panel host, who would be the people from IT and tech. If you volunteer for this position, trust me, we will go over everything that involves how this presentation is going on, because there's a little bit of a multi-step process here. So don't worry about all that terminology. If you're interested, forward your request to AD_programming with your interest and your availability on April 2nd and April 3rd. So you obviously know what panels you can moderate for and what else. Otherwise, everything else but the reviewing of the videos is completed for programming. So they are pretty good to go here for this event. And I don't have any other updates from my other departments here.
Okay. See. So for my department, well, IT's been pretty busy. It's coordinating with other departments, as the other vice chairs have noted. Theme sent out a grid for review. It looks pretty good. Incorporates the badge arts that would have been used for the 2020 con if it had not been canceled. Let's see, merch. We resolved some uncertainties with merch setting up an online store. Lauren, are you on? Do you any updates about when that might go live? You could type that out. It's in the chat. Yeah, not yeah, I don't have updates from my other departments, charity auction, volunteering, and marketing.
And if you look in the text box there, Jeff has the program grid. If you have not received it already, that way you can get an idea of what panels are when, if you're considering being a chat moderator you want to set aside times for stuff you don't want to miss.
All right. In the virtual con. Okay, so Lauren says the store will be open the weekend of virtual con for. So again, that's something we'll be looking to promote, something for staff to check out as well. Since it's our last staff meeting before the virtual con, is there anything tech has or IT has that we want the group to know? Programming, I think Mike covered programming, but I don't know if there's anything from any of the other hands-on folks right now, kind of at the front of things as we prepare. If there's anything you need from any of the other departments or any updates you want to give, please let us know.
Otherwise, we know this has all been kind of a chaotic year for everybody. So thank you all for your patience to try to bear with us as we put this all together. And do at least come enjoy the virtual con if you're not going to be working it right now. One of the few times you can actually enjoy Detour when you're on staff.
Yeah, there's a number of staff doing some panels. Again, I know programming is one of our very strongest suits. It's one that every year when I look through the guide, I have a love of the panels and think, oh, I'd go to that one. I'd go to that one. And inevitably, as soon as I sit down, somebody has to have eyes on me. But that's good. That's my job. But I encourage everybody to enjoy the programming. We have some really great panelists that have been doing the work. Have been putting on some panels for us at Detour for, I'd probably get the number of years wrong, but probably 10 or 12 years, some of them. As far as, okay, I saw that one already. As far as some thoughts about beyond our 2021 virtual con, we're going to try and do essentially the same we do every break between con cycles, is have a bit of a recovery period and come back with ideas and initiatives and things like that we want to see for 2022. As much as we're able, depending on restrictions and things like that. So we do have a few meetings that we'll get out on the schedule. We'll have a postmortem in April. Again, we realize that'll be a little bit different. Obviously not as many numbers, maybe not as much public feedback because the attendance isn't over 6,000, but excuse me, again, that's why I also encourage, staff to take a look and let us know what they thought worked. And of course have, feedback from our chat moderators and our IT team and things like that. In the event that the landscape continues to change over the years, and there are some conventions, not it's just something that's happening. Some conventions are looking at ways of adding even pre-COVID virtual elements to their con. So it's something we don't have to slam the book on and chain it up, but we can look and see how. I know we've had some conversations with Drew, and there's some exciting ideas there, that things that could work for us in the future. So we'll get those meetings up on the calendar and something sent out to all the staff. So we'll schedule that postmortem for April. We will not have a meeting in May, and then we will return to meetings in June. Of course, we don't have as much information, and we can schedule July. We might schedule up through August. Get those out on our calendar and out on the website so people can plan ahead, depending on what restrictions change and things like that. There was something else, but I forgot what it was.
we want to give them the date of the June meeting? I mean, can we set on that now?
Yeah, I was looking for. Let's see. So we will be, because we're not currently dealing with right now virtually, not looking to coordinate with Hyatt schedules or the GPS schedule for our physical meetings. I'm just getting to the calendar. So we will be looking at, we'll be keeping the same start time, 1 p.m. For our meetings as we've had for a while. While we're virtual, we'll focus on alternating Saturday and Sunday each month, as we know that some people work every Saturday, some people work every Sunday. So for the postmortem, we will have that scheduled. That we'll be looking at Sunday, April 25th. That'll be at 1 p.m. And then, again, like I said, no meeting in May. And then June's meeting will be Saturday, June 19th, also at 1 p.m. And then we'll carry out that schedule a little further so people can pre-plan, like I said, at least through the summer. I was just checking the comments. While I probably try to remember what my other item was for future planning, do people have any questions about where we're at now, or even, oh, there is a big one. I did remember it. But again, if you have any questions on things that we're doing now, the planning for the virtual con, how you might be able to help, or looking forward for, what sort of things do we expect or planning for 2022, please let us know in the chat. So 3 years ago, I came up with an idea for a theme, and we've continued to try to use it. So we're going to send out a staff poll to just gather some feedback. I like to do quite a bit of that. It's not just certain people in certain positions that have feedback on, either the direction or even the creative direction of things. Not all ideas, are good ideas, or they might not work for us for one reason or another. But I'd like to have as many of them as possible. So we've been considering recycling the theme. The old school theme, there's a lot of affection for it, I guess, on staff and some in the community. We were excited in 2020 to have that as a theme. I'll get to that in a second, Tristan. We were excited to have that theme and thought, it presented some excellent opportunities for panelist content. We made a focus to bring in guests that had not attended Detour either in a while or yet. I think we had one returnee and Derek Stephen Prince from the previous year. And not only to focus on folks that had, prominent roles in whatever we might consider old school anime, but also had, roles in current things as well. And one of the exciting things we were hoping and looking at trying to do was some shared panel experiences with, 3 folks from Bleach or the 5 folks from Digimon, that sort of thing. So I guess the point being is that we thought it presented, the theme helped present a lot of content, that we thought would be exciting for either younger folks who are fans of the older properties or older fans who are fans of the older properties, that sort of thing. So I guess the question that we'll find on the poll is how you feel about reusing the theme, the old school theme, to some extent for a return to our physical convention in 2022. Maybe combined with some sort of comedy element about that. Or if you have an idea, we'll put a place on the poll for you to put if you have an idea for a theme. So just keep an eye out for that poll. Again, some people are ambivalent to it. Some people might not like the theme. But there's an explanation why we thought it presented some exciting opportunities. All right. Alex must have, you raised your hand, but in the past. And then now.
Wrong button press. Sorry.
Well, that, that's just some information. We'll get an email out with most likely a Google Doc form. We might also put the same poll up on the ATC staff Facebook, just in the event that you're on one list but not the other, or you don't have Facebook, that sort of thing. So that was the sort of second additional looking forward bit for 2022. We realized that when we come back in June, budgets aren't due for a while, and it's a lighter attended meeting. But again, we've never been able to do what we've been able to do without pulling together. And last year is just another example, and this year putting on the virtual convention. But as much as we can in the next cycle, I'd like to hopefully be able to look back and see that we had received and encouraged and took on more feedback from not just our staff but the community about what we're presenting, anything. So as staff, I would continue to encourage you, if you have anything, you can email the AD_chairman email. Just so you're aware, that gets all of the executives and the admin team. So if you just want something to go to your vice chair specifically, email them individually, or myself individually, or Ashley or Matt on the admin team. Whether it's an idea or a question, it doesn't have to wait until these meetings. So Tristan, you say you have an announcement. So whenever, if you're ready now, I'll let you go with that. But if you're doing it, you're on mute.
It's the announcement about the elections. You want to read it off?
Oh, is it? Did he send? Is it in an email?
No, it's in the chat. It's in a YouTube chat.
Oh,
so if you didn't see your emails, the ATC annual meeting where we normally do our board elections is going to be on May 1st. So if you have voting rights, let me see if Christina sent that to everybody. Yeah, she should have sent that to everybody. So if you have voting rights, you'll find out just beforehand. They'll let you know. The voting period is going to be that Friday, April 30th to May 1st, right before the meeting. If you are interested in a position on the board, they have the open positions in that email. It looks like president, non-voting secretary, and 2 members at large. You do need to submit your statement of interest by April 13th. So you only got a few weeks here. So if you want to run for the board, make sure you get your statement together and get it in.
And as Tristan says here in the chat, just something new to point out is that the Anime Twin Cities, what is considered the annual meeting, where we typically done the elections, is being held separate from the Anime Detour post-mortem. So just be sure and you keep that in mind, that the post-mortem that we have scheduled for Sunday the 25th will actually be before those elections. So there's that. Looks like they'll be having several updates during that meeting. As far as that annual meeting that we're talking about for ATC, stay tuned to the updates, and they'll have some more information regarding the election process over the next week or so. So that should cover ATC. Pardon me. I don't know if any of the other, if the vice chairs had anything additional that they wanted to cover or something, excuse me, that we missed.
Yeah, stay alive, Troy.
Yeah, if there's anybody who's got a spare lung kicking around, let me know. This one and I are breaking up. Yeah, as always, if you have any questions after the meeting that you think of, let us know. Otherwise, we will. The teams will continue pushing forward. I look forward to, as much as we can, sort of involving ourselves and wrapping ourselves up in that community on our normal detour weekend. But I realize that it's certainly not quite the same as the big show that we put on. But hopefully we can still bring a little bit of anime-centric community and enjoyment to our regular fans or new fans. So I look forward to that. Again, thank you to all of the teams for all of their work. In case I left anybody out earlier. If you have anything afterwards, like I said, you feel free to contact us in any way. Vice chairs, do you have anything else? No. Everybody's on mute. I'll give it about a minute in case anybody thinks of anything for the chat, and a bit of a lag, but otherwise it just gets awkward. But yeah, that's look forward to keep an eye on your emails for stuff from the board as we near election time. You'll see a lot of marketing information from us coming out about our various offerings for the community at the virtual con. Yeah, I don't see anything. As always, you can follow up with us after the meeting. Again, I apologize for the brevity of the meetings, but that seems to be how they've been this cycle. I'll let everybody get back to enjoying the rest of their weekend, but I will look forward to seeing everybody online that chooses to join us in April. Yes, actually April. So if you have anything afterwards, feel free to contact any one of us. Otherwise, thanks everybody for taking time out of your Saturday to check in with us. And we'll either see everybody at the postmortem or online at virtual. Thank you.
All right. Thanks for coming, guys.
Thank you all.
Don't forget to do your sign-ins. If you haven't done the Google form, we do have some people who are saying hello in YouTube, but then are not following up with the Google form that is linked up at the top. So if you want your attendance to count, just a last reminder to please do that. Thank you. Yes, I will put not dying at the top of my list. I'm back to bedridden after this. And everybody who contacted me, thank you for your concern. It was nice to get that in the hospital, but thank you. All right, Tristan, turn off the lights. Party's over. Otherwise, I start singing closing time.